Hey everybody, how y'all doing? How you doing? Welcome to Jared Talk interviews as I interview with people that have a business or a YouTube channel. Tonight I have a very special guest. I know this man quite some time back in the FCC days when he was a minister, all that good stuff. He started his own ministry and all that good stuff, moved to Maryland, all that stuff. I want y'all to welcome. I'm calling Pastor Gettis. How you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing well, Jared. How are you? How
I'm
are you
doing
doing?
good. I'm doing good. So tell me about you, the people that do not know about you, about your business and your ministry and everything else.
Okay. Can I get people in here for you? Can we?
They're coming later. They're coming later. They'll find it
Okay.
when they get there.
I'm gonna share the link because I ain't shared it yet.
Go right ahead. So while
Let
you
me share.
talking, just go ahead, share.
Cool. I'm Pastor Gettis. I am Generation Impact Church is where impact is made and lives are changed in Waldorf, Maryland. Like Jared said, hey, we come from the same stock. Faith Covenant. It was the place. It was home. Listen, I enjoyed it being there, and we met. Uh, I'm married, 14 years married, wife, kids, three daughters. Also, I am here. Uh, just started a podcast here on YouTube. What it really takes podcast. I'm the host over there as well. So that's basically me. That's what sums me up at the moment.
What made you to come on YouTube? And second question is, were you nervous being starting your YouTube channel?
Oh yeah, definitely nervous. I think it was a process I've always wanted to, always desired to start a YouTube channel or do something, but I had to get out of my head, out of my own self, and then just have to do it. I would, I would go back and I look back at the videos now that I posted maybe about 3, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. It was just one, and then I would stop. And then this year I was like, nah, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna just keep starting and stopping. We're gonna make it happen. So that's what I did after getting the concept together, understanding what I'm purposed here for, experiences in life, getting past those things. So now we're here.
What's the best thing being what what kind of things do you do on your channel? What kind of conversation do you talk about on your channel?
So the channel is talking about ways, ways to overcome fears to become who you are. You want to become the best version of yourself. Uh, and sometimes the best version of yourself is not always seen. It's not seen until later down the road through trials and errors. And we talk about what it really takes to be that entrepreneur, what it really takes to be a go getter, what it really takes to be somebody that stands out above amongst the rest, what it really takes to get out of your rut, what it really takes to be a business owner, things of that nature. Uh, I'm getting ready to sit down with people and have interviews with people as well to talk about what it really takes because people really don't know what it takes to be like yourself, hey, to be just a talk show host, to talk to people, to be confident within yourself and getting past that. What does it really take? We talk about and we see what happens with the lights, the cameras, and everything else. But what does it take? How hard is it to get out of bed every day? How hard is it to go look at the content and not see the results that you want? How hard is it to push past those moments? Uh, so I'm really wanting to dive into those things, discover those things with people that have become successful, people that are becoming in that momentum as well to get to the next level. So,
What the were you doing? What year did you start your channel? What year did you start your channel? And what was your very first video or live that you done since you started your channel?
since I started my channel,
What year did you start your channel? What was your very first video or live that you done? If it's on your channel still.
Okay, it's on my channel too. Still, let's find out what it is. It's probably an embarrassment to know how long ago it actually the channel actually started. That's probably gonna be the most embarrassing part of this. Let's see. Let's we here now. So why not? So let's see. First video. Let's see if it's probably still up here. Let's see. I'm gonna go all the way back. This is stuff that started at. Hey, it got FCC in here. It got. But my first video was 5 years ago. It was a
Wow.
motivational uh video, motivating people to get up in the morning to actually do something, uh, wanting to inspire people. I did that 5 years ago. And then I came back 2 years ago and did a get started video. I guess I was talking to myself, my future self, to hurry up and get started. uh, and then, yeah, now we're here 2 years later, finally doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Oh, okay, okay. What made you like drive you? I mean, what made you come on YouTube? Do you like talk to yourself like, hey, I want to start a YouTube channel that hey, I want to uplift people, stuff like that. Like, do you like when you said when you started your channel 5 years ago? Did you like sat down and like talk to yourself like, hey, I want to do something, uplift people. I want to start my channel. Did you ever talk to yourself about that when you came up on when you first started coming up here?
Absolutely. I think I talked to myself more than I should have. It was what they'll say. I had to talk uh, myself into the place of knowing what I'm really here for, what my purpose is, and why am I doing this? Uh, and when I discovered that part, it was tough. It was rough, uh, but I had to bury the excuses. I had too many excuses at the beginning. It was too many excuses why you shouldn't do it. It was too many excuses why uh, it's not the right time. It was too many excuses. I built excuses. I looked for excuses, but I realized after a while, there's no excuse to it. Irregardless if the person don't show up, irregardless if you don't feel like it, irregardless if you are upset, even though last night it's zero excuse. I had to get rid of excuses. So even if it's late, you'll see me still post. You'll still see me come and do the content. It'd be like, man, is John's thing at 7 o'clock or is it at 8 o'clock? Listen, listen. You don't know what the day looked like. You don't know. I'm trying to. Hey, you got to show up. At the end of the day, I still do it in the day. So you got to bury the excuses. And as you're building towards where you're trying to go, you have to understand that you have to give yourself grace. You have to give yourself the opportunity to grow. Give yourself the opportunity to win. And how do you do it? You continue to show up. You show up every single day and bury the excuse. And then it becomes, like, guess what? This is what I do. So I had to bury the excuses. I had too many excuses 5 years ago, 2 years ago, too many of them. That's why you didn't see me post again. Uh, but now I'm consistent. I'm grateful. So every Thursday we holler, we stream, we celebrate every single time the podcast shows up, every single time we log out. Because guess what? It could have been and should have been the other way.
What's your schedule when you go live? Where's your schedule when people come on your live?
It's
Do you have
normally
you have a set schedule or you just go live randomly different times?
I'm gonna tell you, Jared, is Thursday is the day. I didn't put the time behind. My goal is to be on by 7 o'clock.
Mhm.
uh I still work. I still got the crazy 6 in the morning to 5 in the evening, getting off work and then driving home or getting on the
Mhm.
train to get here. So, and then you
Wow.
still got family. You still got those things. So my thing is, I was like, I got to get it done. But hey, at the end of the day, I want to make sure I bury the excuse. I do want to narrow it down to 7 o'clock, but you can expect me 7 o'clock or later. uh, but Thursday, you will see me. You will see me.
So we're gonna see you tomorrow. I will be see you tomorrow, right? At
Oh,
7 o'clock.
oh yes, I got a guest tomorrow. Oh, it's gonna be wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
what, what the well, when you I was watching your show when you told me about your actually I saw you on Instagram first, and you saying that you have a YouTube channel. I said, let me go on YouTube channel and see how it what he's talking about. So I went on YouTube, went on my channel, put you on my TV. Okay, I put you on my TV. Make sure you a star and everything. So I'm trying to make sure what he's talking about. So I sat there and I sat there listening what you were saying about motivation, what you need to work on, and what to the don't you giving them um the points of never give up on your channels and all that good stuff. I sat there as soon as I got off your live at 8:30. I was like, that man, he see that's why I said this is why I like to um I want to be around people that have motivation. That's Dick and Nancy from New York.
Ah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey.
But yeah, I learned. I have learned a lot. Well, I learned a little bit, but I'm still gonna learn more when you go live on every Thursday. But when you before you go live, do you ever like sit down and think about before you go live what you're gonna say to your audience or to your guests? Do you ever write down the notes or anything, or what your preparation of when you go before you go live?
Well, I do have a layout. I don't try to stick to the layout completely other than hitting the points. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
if you know me, you know I may be a little unhinged at moments. At times, I have to draw myself back in uh, in order to make sure. I think authentically, you have to be yourself. Authentically, you have to be comfortable in your skin. And I'm comfortable with allowing myself to operate in my strong suit. If this is what you do, you should be able to do it in your sleep. Like, you should be able to ask the question. You should be able to. This is what I do. I've been doing this even before I became YouTube. Hey, how you doing? You can sit in the conversation with me. I have you rolling. I have you dying. Listen, because it's something more. So I have the conversation with myself. I do take over bullet points. I ask myself, what did I need in this season? What did I need in this process? What did I need? Because what I needed, somebody else needs too. And many a times, the information that's left off the table is the information that people need, but many people gate it. It's crazy when you actually meet people that's not gating the information, that won't hold it back, that really want to see you better. Regardless if you tip me, regardless if you cash at me, regardless if you say, man, you did a wonderful job. At the end of the day, you have to know that what's in you is worth every value, everything that comes out of it. It's is worth something. It's going to impact somebody today or tomorrow. You got to just make sure that it's worth it. So, yeah, my layout is just easy, laid back. Let's have this conversation.
What do you ever sit down and watch your video and your live back and just learn from make it like a film study and just like learn from what you need to work on in the future when you go live and stuff? Do you ever like sit there and watch your own video when you get done?
Absolutely. I believe I got that from your pastor, Pastor Mark Moore. Listen, he said, listen, let's have that grading system. Listen, A, B, C, D, and listen, sometimes you're gonna get an F. And listen, there's sometimes that we flunk in certain areas. We flunk in making eye contact, we make flunk with stumbling over words, we may do, and you gotta be honest with yourself. So I go back and I take, like I said, I'm not who I am without other people. Pastor Mark Moore, Bishop Mark Moore, helped me to get to the place that I am at today. I can sit back and I can tell you that guess what? Hey, Listen, I had to evaluate. I had to go back and I look at it. Listen, Bishop Mark Moore, he taught me during class. Y'all, you know what it is. Where hey, listen, don't wear the suit jacket and then don't iron the back of the jacket. Okay, listen, that was new to me when I came to FCC. I said, hold up, wait a minute. I thought it was okay. He would teach us what, how to prepare ourselves, how to make sure that we're ready, how to make sure that we think outside the box, because everything matters, everything counts, as well. So yeah, me, I go back and I watch. It may be cringing at times. Be like, man, look at that dude right there, just looking rough out there, looking terrible. But next week, do better.
Speaking of Bishop Moore, I love the man. We all do. We love him. But
Listen,
what made you come to FCC the first time and join the wonderful family of the Moors and the entire congregation?
I would tell you right now. All right, so me and my family, we had I took a job that I thought was gonna be career changing for me. Uh, my wife and I was down that way for work. I, the company was like, "Hey, we're gonna give you a house. We're gonna give you this. We're gonna take care of you. We're gonna," and I came trusting God, trusting, and we uprooted. My wife left her job, uh, and I was the guy. Okay, thinking that everything's gonna be perfect, and I came there. Uh, but that was the season that changed my whole life, for the rest of my life, to be at FCC. I knew when I walked into the door, when I met them, uh, that if I'm going to move to Atlanta, uh, I need a church home. I need a place to go. I need a place to go. And I visited many other churches. A lot of people put people on my radar. They like, hey, go here, go here, go check this person out, go check this out. Having good intentions. I said, but no, ain't. When I went to FCC, I knew that that was the place that I was supposed to be at the time of the season that I was. Didn't know that it was going to be that short. Uh, Things got rough, got rocky. Hey, listen, the job bailed out on what they said they were going to do for me and my family, but we still tunneled through. We during the time we were there, we was homeless, lived in somebody else's house that we did not know. Listen, it was a season, it was a time, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell my story. I'm gonna tell you the truth. That guess what? We made it through the snow. We made it. Family, friends, people at FCC helped us out. But Bishop Moore and Pastor and their family molded me into the man that helped me to be who I am. I will take my hat off to him every single day, every single moment, the rest of my life. I will never forget. I was an individual that, guess what? If you had said something to me, I'm out the door, gone, whatever. It is what it is. That was with my job. That was with careers. It wasn't until Bishop Mark Moore Jr., Bishop Mark Moore Sr. set me down and he said to me, he said, listen, son, sometimes you're going to have to learn to eat crow. I said, wait a minute, pause, pause, okay? And I carry that the rest of my days. I said, there's some seasons and sometimes that guess what? I may not like everything that guess what's being thrown out, but I have to learn how to tunnel through in order to make sure I provide for my family, make sure I take care of my house, take care of my chores, take care of my assignment. And uh, I knew that that man could handle the John that I was at that season and time in my life. And when we got back, seeing the fact that we needed the support, with new baby girl born, got back, I worked a job as a propane taxi carrier, making $10 an hour. Uh, but with that $10 an hour in my household with three children, I was able without to go without but not go without anything, not lack, was able to have money, was able to not have to borrow, and I learned to be a good steward over the little, and then God turned it into much. I could tell you that from that time, from being at FCC, that changed my life. Uh, I've owned three houses from the ground up, built. I've had car, and I believe it's all because of being in the right place at the right season, even when it was tough, even when it was hard, or even when it's difficult. So I listen. I pray homage to that place, to Bishop Mark Moore, to Pastor Mark Moore. You guys are forever sketched into my life, and forever will be my brothers, my sisters, my family, my friends, my everything. To the rest of the things, y'all just have no clue. The John Gettis you guys see is because of that place, FCC, man. And I love you guys.
Well, good. Well, we love you, and we ain't going nowhere. We're still here, and you got your own church, and everything. By the way, speaking of church, tell me about your ministry up there and where you staying at.
Well, we're in the city of Waldorf, Maryland. Generation Impact Church. I do wear the gear, and that's because of my. I have a member in my church that listen. She'll brand you real quick if you need anything for clothing. Y'all done seen my sweatshirt shirts. I got rags. I got towels. Listen, it's a blessing. Okay, hallelujah. It's a blessing to have people in your corner. Her name is Amanda Adams. Listen, you need her contact information. I'll make sure we get it over there to you. Listen, I promise you, we gonna make it happen. Okay, listen. We make shipments. We make everything. Anything you want, she'll get it done for you. Listen, at a nice price too. All right, don't y'all like that? A nice price. But yeah, Generation Impact Church. I started the ministry in Forestville, Maryland. Uh, that's where it was birthed. That was where it started. But I always knew that the Lord had called us to the city of Waldorf, Maryland. Uh, and for the first few years, it was me, myself, my wife, family, friends would come through. But it wasn't until we got to the place where God called us to that we begin to grow, begin to grow. I think the biggest growth that we begin to see was after the pandemic. Uh, and that was 2 years after our church opened. So the first year, uh, yeah, it. I was like, anniversary? Where? No anniversary? Oh shoot, what's going on? Lord, is this what you want me to do? Lord, is this what you calling for me? And listen, what are you trying to tell me? Okay, it was a question in the young preacher's mind. That guess what? COVID came here to tell me that guess what? This ain't to close GIC down. Okay, because I was like, Jesus. Listen, you know what those prayers look like when you just like, am I in between the season or in the between the time? Somebody please go catch us. Listen, I'm gonna tell you the truth. It was it was that for me. I was like, this can't be true. But the Lord's been faithful. He's been just. He's allowed us to grow. He's allowed us to walk into our season, into our identity, into our purpose. And Generation Impact Church is there to impact communities, impact people. My whole thing is that I want to leave an everlasting impression on people. I may not be your pastor forever, but as you are a shepherd, as you're a sheep in Generation Impact Church, I will continue to care for you for the rest of your days. Listen, I know some of us we they don't like the thing called outgrowing a place or what have you. But in actuality, some people they do outgrow. Some people it'll be a better benefit for you to send them on their way, okay, than to continue to hold them back. Feel as though you keep them busy in their assignment, in their duties. Duties don't keep people. All right. Listen, duties just burn people out. So if they're not doing well in their duty, pass it on. Listen, I've learned it. I'm trying to tell you, I'm glad for my friends. I'm glad for preachers and pastors that that paved the way for us and talked to me as a young man to be uh more more of myself than anything else.
What is the you have the what the pro with the cons of being a YouTuber and a and a pastor? What the pro with the cons being one of those two? You can add one.
Hmm.
Either one.
What's the pros and the cons of being a pastor and a YouTuber? Uh, the crazy thing is that in everything you do, it demands something from you. And it's sometimes the most common part is that it requires something from you at the inopportune time. Okay. You'd be like, I just oh, by the way, on your schedule, I thought I had a free day. No, you don't have free day as a pastor. Somebody's gonna call you. You don't have free day as the first lady. Somebody gonna call you. Somebody gonna text you. Something gonna happen. Listen, I promise you I listen, being a YouTuber, you like, man, I missed the day. Now algorithm is working against your favor, okay? Because you didn't post today, you didn't post yesterday, you didn't post the same time in the last 3 days or whatever. Hey, listen, it's a system that keeps moving. But I enjoy the trip because you got to learn how to enjoy, like I talked about on my podcast, the big wins, the small wins, all the way around. As long as you know that you're doing something right, and I just enjoy it, whether it's good, whether it's bad. I evaluate it, I look at it, and I say, all right, how can I make this better or make this easier? I don't want every moment of my life to be stress. I don't want every moment of my life to feel as though that is a struggle. If it's that much of a struggle, I'm willing to let it go. Okay, I'm willing to let it burn, let it go, wheel it off the edge. I don't care because at the end of the day, one thing ain't gonna take me out of stress. Okay, so as a pastor or a YouTuber or anything podcaster, if it feels like stress, listen, I'll reevaluate and we'll try and figure out a better way. And if that better way don't work, listen, I come to you. I come to somebody else that know. Hey, listen, how did you do it? What do I need to do? How do I get this monkey off my back? What do I got to do? We have to take the time and figure it out and make sure that guess what? Stress don't be the number one cause of you losing your mind or giving up on your visions and your dreams.
Do you have? Okay, we got one of your members.
There you go. That's the one. That's the one to make the product. Okay, y'all better
Okay,
find out.
okay.
All right, listen.
All right
Find
then. Welcome to my channel, Miss Amanda.
Miss Amanda. We go.
Miss Amanda. I'm calling her Miss Amanda. But when you first started preaching, were you nervous when you had that big of? I don't say how many members do you have right now? Attending at your church. How many members you have so far right now?
Right now, we are
Right now.
sitting at I want to say 50, 55, 50, something like that. It's kind of
So were
crazy.
you okay? So were you around that amount? Were you like, oh shoot, I
Mm,
can't preach like this. I'm not around a lot of people. Were you like that? When you got on the pulpit? Were you like, oh no, I can't do this? Were you like that?
I believe so. I believe every time I go to preach, I still have that nervousness or that knot that sits in the bottom pit of me from my first trial sermon at uh, Christ Temple Apostolic, where my pastor was Bishop, the late Bishop Dwight David Brock. I still nervous. Yeah, still got that nervous. It's like, will they receive it? Will they not receive it? I still think like that. I still like, hey, how do you make it more effective? But there is more strategy now to it, and your approach is like, hey, listen, I'm I used to be. They'll probably tell you I used to be a long-winded preacher, okay? But they'll say not so, not so no more. The people would say. You can ask my church maybe about 2 weeks ago or a week ago. I think service was 38 minutes completely, and we was out of church. I said, I go with whatever God says go with. I'm okay with that. And listen, uh, I'm okay. I'm satisfied. I'm not I'm nervous in regards not of the people. I'm nervous more so of making sure that I'm hitting the point that God wants me to hit. I want to make sure that guess what? He's pleased with me. I want to make sure that everything about me is not seen. I don't want them to know anything about me. I don't want people to see me. I would rather somebody say, "Are you that same guy that was up there?" Da 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 da. And in a regular conversation, you're like, "You don't seem like that." That's okay. Thank you. Because I'm not that person. That that stuff be coming past your mind, and he's revealing things to you, showing things to you. We're not even deserving of half the things he reveals to us, half the things that he shows us, half the things that he allows us to see is the mysteries of God that now allows us to walk into that. I honor that place. I honor that place to be able to talk to God and commune with God and be able to reach God. And he allowed me to reach his people because he doesn't have to use us to reach the people. He can use anybody else. He can go around the corner. He can go find somebody to do it. And you can see it right now. People can go and they could take your content, take your words and use it as opposed to somebody else be blessed and they give no credit to you. I don't care. Don't give me the credit. Don't give me 2 cents. Don't give me 3 cents. Just say that guess what? Hey, listen, it's all for his glory. I don't care. I When we were younger, you might have caught me hot headed because I done saw you take something of mine, but I don't care. I'm more so wanting to see people blessed, wanting to see people healed, wanting to see people made whole in everything that they do, everything that they say.
What the what to, do you have any advice for the younger uh people that want to become I'll say you pastors or anything? Do you have any that want learn the Lord and learn the Bible and stuff like that? Do you have any kind of advice for the younger generation that want to come up and learn the gospel?
Absolutely. Um, I would say for anybody that's wanting to know the Bible, I would say know the Bible for yourself. Don't try to know the Bible for other people or for a tool uh, as your arsenal, even though it's going to become that. But want to know the Bible for yourself because when we want to do it for other things and other gains, uh, the value's not there. You don't carry as much value for it when it comes down to I'm trying to get to that level. I'm trying to be like that preacher. I'm trying to be like that youth pastor. I'm trying to be like my. No, you're missing the whole point. Do something for yourself. It's for your own soul salvation. It's not for theirs. It's not for them. Do it for you. If we can get the love of God authentically back to the place that we love God with all our heart, with all our soul, with all our mind, we'll get to a place that we'll start to see some things that we've never seen before. And this generation needs it, but we have to have the love of God authentically with God and not trying to force God to love us in our condition or in who we are. Yes, he knows all about you. I'm not saying you're not going to make a mistake. I'm just saying
Right.
that you want to reach another plateau with God. And that plateau with God has to be something deeper. That plateau with God has to be something rich. That plateau with God has to be the love, that compassion. And I would say continue to be obedient. Listen. You gotta listen. As a follower, you have to listen. Uh, I'm a follower still. My covering pastor, Pastor Renell Johnson. Hey, listen, he said it, and cool. And I'm trying to tell you, I used to be the guy that didn't understand it all, and I'm gonna tell you, the best lesson learned is that lesson that comes uh, when it's undescribable. You don't understand it, and sometimes you're gonna learn a lesson. I promise you will. You're gonna learn a lesson, and it's gonna beat you upside the head. And then you're gonna need the same grace that you did not extend to somebody else for your current. And that's where I become more sovereign. I become more soft when it comes down to my approach, because I understand that, guess what? Anybody can be found in the same boat, in another boat, as you, worse as you, whatever. So we don't escape anything. We just have a desire to stay away from it. But your desire has to be real. So don't be phony. Don't be fake. Be all the way you. And once you become all the way you, and you are adapting to God's purpose, His plan for you, not for them, but for you, I promise you, you'll see the fruit. You'll promise you, you'll see the win. I promise you, you'll see the invitations. Uh, I don't, I don't rush for invitations. I don't. Hey, call me, call me. Listen, I would rather you not call me. Hallelujah. Hey, listen, the more, the less, the whatever. Listen, don't inbox me. Think we gonna have a super chat. Don't call me. Think we gonna have a super chat. We not. We gonna. Hey, how you doing? You doing well? Wonderful. Yep. You don't got nothing to talk about now. We gotta get off the phone. Because at the end of the day, you got to make sure your ear gates are not tampered with. Your heart is not tampered with. So I would tell you, be intentional with everything you do. Be intentional with who you invite in your circle. Be intentional. Who you, I'm trying to tell you, I check them at the door. You got to show yourself to be friendly, yes, but don't show yourself to be dumb either. All right, cool. Listen, be smart.
What kind? Speaking of pastor and bishop, what did Bishop Moore get? What kind of advice did Bishop Moore give you and the pastor that is over you? What kind of advice did those two give you to start your when you start your church? So what kind of advice when you were at FCC? What kind of advice that Bishop Moore gave you and the pastor that's over you right now is they gave you any kind of advice?
Oh yeah, uh, advice is always given, and I got to a place that advice has always got to be received. I would say uh, my 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 pastor would always advise me that, hey, um, be patient. He would always tell me that there are things that you would discover, there are things that you're going to see. Uh, he also would tell me love always shows up. He would always tell me that you have to be present. Uh, and being present sometimes doesn't mean with anything else, just your presence being somewhere means something. I don't have to have the mic. I don't have to be none of that. I need to be in the place and in the presence of somebody, or be there just to say that, guess what? I do care. I mean, you got to show more than what you just say. You got to do something, is what he says. And then he also told me that he says that everything speaks, everything we do. I mean, everything that's done in your church, it speaks, from the time that somebody walks onto the premise, from the time that you open the door, from every smile, from the way that you preach, from the way that you close out, from the way that you welcome the people, from the way that, guess what, they can feel, the way that you hug, the way that you sit, the way all those things speak. I would tell you that everything speaks. I said, hey, if everything speaks, I ain't gonna let the wrong thing speak louder than what I'm trying to get to speak or get to talk. Uh, Bishop Moore, I'm trying to tell you, there are countless occasions he'll sit in that office and he would say, "Is everything all right?" And I believe my church probably knows. pastor would ask, uh, Bishop Moore would ask more than twice to me, because I think he knew I had like a little stubbornness inside of me, so I wouldn't tell you the first time around. He'll ask about twice, and when he asked the second time, yeah, okay, well, this.
Yeah, that's him.
I
That's
said,
him.
what? I said, why you ask twice? If you just asked once, maybe I'd have been okay. But since you asked twice, I'll tell you the truth. Yeah. So I always ask people twice how you doing. And they probably think that, did you not hear me the first time? I heard you the first time, but I really want to know, how are you doing? I really want to know how how's your day? I really want to know how I can help you. I really want to know, want you to know that, guess what, I'm here for you. I'm not trying to get all the tea. I don't need the tea. I can go in my kitchen and make tea. I don't need tea. I don't need a cup. I don't need none of that. I just want what's for me. Okay. So the information that you give me isn't for tea for me. I listen. This is what it is. I'm proud about these two leaders, and in particular, is that, guess what? Anything that you would sit and talk with them about, is in good covenant. Uh, is one thing, it's not even about everything that they told me, it's
Mhm.
about what they showed me. For them to show me what it is to be a good brother, to show me what it is to be a good pastor, to show me what it is to look out for your members. He showed me, to show me, not to talk about it, not to give me a pamphlet about it. And they did have pamphlets, and they did have layouts, and they had it all. But it's what you showed me. People can have pamphlets for days, but my thing is, what's the pamphlet if there is no action behind it? FCC had pamphlets, had manuals, had books. Restoration Church has pamphlets, has books. And guess what? They show you, as well as what's in the pages is what we do. So I'm grateful as a son, as a, yeah. Guess what? I can entrust the leader to not just say a thing, but also do a thing.
When you in LCC, were you when Bishop wanted you to preach a sermon? Were you like, so you get frustrated when you get up there?
Oh, listen, you have no clue. I already told you my story. That it. I'm gonna tell you. I had to preach. They allowed me to preach. I said they allowed me to preach at FCC for uh the last sayings. Is what they did. They called
Mhm.
me and said, "Yeah, you're gonna have you to speak on the last saying." I forget which one they had me to do. Listen,
Mhm.
this is in the process of me not being in between houses, homes in Atlanta, and everything.
But
And I'm on my way. I believe uh member brought me to church, brought me and my family to church that night. And I get there, and I'm already nervous because this is my pastor. This is my big brother. Everything going on, and I ain't. First of all, I didn't have a tie on. Okay, that's one bad mark already. One. I'm like, man, oh. Mark Moore Jr. brings me into the office, and he gives me a tie to put on that night when I preach. I still got the tie to this day. Now, if he asking for it back, tell him he can't have it. Okay, just y'all just let him know. Listen,
I'm
no offense. Listen, that tie ain't coming back. I do have it. It's in good hands. I promise you. He's Gucci'd out now, so he got red bottoms and everything else. So don't listen, tell him don't come back for that tie. That tie is still with John Gettis. I promise you. My size haven't changed. Nothing changed about me. So it's in good hands. I promise you. It's not stained up or nothing. It's still in my closet. So it we talking about somebody being nervous. Yeah, I was nervous as a wreck. I'm like, they're giving this guy an opportunity to come and minister And I'm trying to tell you, I haven't even been here over a year. We're still in training. Bishop doesn't just allow anybody and everybody just to sit or preach behind his desk. I said, him by himself is a giant. Mark Moore Jr. Hey, listen, between him and his father, and I said, ain't no way, ain't no way, ain't no way, ain't no way, ain't no how. Okay, so I'm sitting here, like I said, all these other preachers, they're stewards with been here for years before I got here, and they about to come in here and preach and show their good stewardship and everything that they know. I said, Jesus, just nervous. I said, you talking about nervous wreck. I said, Jesus, I think I thought myself to sleep that night because it was something else. But that's the truth behind the story. I was super nervous, but they never told me that I did any damage or bad. So I don't know. So that's a story we gonna have for real on another day.
Well, but on a serious note, but for real though, do you love being on YouTube and having your own audience and everything else? Do you enjoy, do you enjoy being a podcaster, or you want to do some? You have something in mind. You want something else to do? Well, that's one question. But the other question is, if you weren't a pastor, what would your other occupation would be?
All right. Well, I enjoy being a podcaster, a YouTuber, or what have you, as I'm getting ready to dive into the minds of. Oh, Nancy, thank you. Bless your heart. Listen, that confirms some lost things of my past. Okay, thank you. That helped me a whole lot. uh, so yeah, I would say I enjoy it. Is a great place to be. I'm getting ready to, like I said, next tomorrow night I'll be interviewing individual. Her name is you're the first to know. All right, you getting the exclusive right now of who's coming to my podcast tomorrow.
Mhm, mhm.
Her name is Nikki Sanders. She sits with E.T. the hip hop preacher and Carl's the secret to success, all those things. So she's gonna come in and drop some nuggets and some knowledge on us tomorrow night as I interview her for the first time. So this is gonna be my first interviewee. And I would say she's the number one in the world. I would say she's number one in the world with the IT. If you want to know about AI, you want to know about anything chat GPT. And listen, you want to come to the podcast tomorrow because ain't gonna be nothing hidden, nothing lacking. I promise you. It's gonna be a good time to discover uh what it took for her to get to where she is and things of that nature. So I'm enjoying it. I got a few friends as well that we getting ready to sit down with. They got books, got products, everything. So listen, I want to know what it really takes. So and if I wasn't a pastor, I, I know somebody gonna say you can still do it. Listen, I got a 9 to 5, and I got children, and I got a lot of things. Okay, and I can't. If I was not a pastor, I would probably be doing photography or videography, graphics, things of that nature. That would say, you know, I used to do videos. I love editing videos. I love doing that. It is something I love to do. It's something I do on the side for myself just to be an outlet sometimes.
Do you have um do your children want to follow your footsteps of becoming a pastor, or your the camera guy or anything? Do they want to follow your footsteps, or do they have their own path to follow to get to be
Uh,
better?
I would say that y'all listen closely.
They're looking.
I'm not the blueprint. Okay, so listen. Listen. I'm not him. I'm not he. I am the guy that's the work in progress. Okay, so if you're looking at me for a blueprint, look another way. Hallelujah. I'm not the finished product. I'm not him. Okay. So listen, I am a work in progress. So I would say I may have some nuggets. I may have some information. I may carry some wealth of knowledge due to experiences, past things, encounters, overhearing things, things of that nature. But I am not the blueprint. One day I might be the blueprint. I might be what they say, hey, listen, you started from the bottom, now you're here. That's the guy right there. But what I would say is that guess what? You want to continue to be a student forever. If you could be a student forever, you can grow to be to anything. If I could be a student forever in a room, I can grow to be anything. So when I walk into a room, I'm there to be a student, hungry, wanting something, uh, and that's it. I could be anything I want to be. I could be whatever I want to be. Put my mind to, as long as I'm still in the room learning. So that's for the preacher. That's for the entrepreneur. That's for if you're in your zone, in your level, whatever it is. You got to be forever learning. You got to be forever learning of what the number one person does, what happens here, but also still being authentic to yourself. That's the only way to win. That's the only way to overcome it.
Well, this is one amazing interview. I'm glad to have you on my channel. But one last thing, if y'all have any questions for Pastor Gettis, please do so because I got another question for him. So I'll be if you down for any questions, you let you you feel free. And the wife want to say something.
That's my wife. Yes. Uh, listen, they talk about me. They say I pray long. I do sometimes. I told my church. I said, if you ever see me praying with my eyes closed at the altar, come and tap me on the shoulder and tell me open my eyes to see how many people's in front of you. So that way you can save your virtue. All right. Yes.
All right then. All right then. Y'all got any questions for y'all got any questions for him? If so, were you when I'm gonna have to get on your channel. I'm gonna have to get on your channel one day. If you have let me allowed to be on your channel, I would love to be on your channel sometime because on my channel I'll lay it down pat on my channel. So I'm just making that. But
Listen, I gotta get my channel looking like your channel in order to and listen.
but yeah, I'm gonna I'm matter of fact I'm gonna send hey Beard, how you doing? I'm gonna send Sister Nancy your channel. Okay, when I get over here, I'm sending Sister Nancy your channel so she can
Mhm.
look at it, so she can come and check you out. But one last thing, when y'all when y'all came to FCC or when you came to Maryland, do you? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. Do you enjoy being a member at FCC? Do you enjoy being? Do you loved it when you was here at the time?
Yeah, what type of question is that? Listen,
I'm full.
FCC,
I'm just serious.
FCC
But I'm just
was
playing. I'm just saying. But I was just asking. But when you, I'm trying to find a good. I'm trying to find a good question. 'Cause I don't want to put you on the hot seat or anything.
put me on the hot
But
chair.
um, but
I ain't gonna say nothing wrong to gonna get you canceled. I promise you that.
um, do you ever like sit down? We get finished preaching or anything. and praying, do you ever like uh talk to your wife and say, ask her the question like, how did I do that, like on Sunday and Tuesday or whatever about days on your schedule? You ever like sit down and like, have a good conversation about the service?
I'm a My wife is probably saying, "Be on your best behavior right now." Listen, listen. So my kids and my wife, they will tell me. I don't have to ask. They gonna tell me. Listen, you prayed too long, or you were this. You listen. My corner with the A's and A B F grading scales come from them. I promise you. They gonna tell me. Listen, I thought you said amen two times ago. I thought you said it's time to go home two times ago. So now when I say it's time to go home, we got to be going home. Okay. Let's see,
Right,
because it's the grading part. So I get critiqued very well. I have young daughters that are 14, 12, and 10. They see it all, know it all, they feel like and they gonna tell me, hey, uh dad, don't do that again. Dad, listen, did you not know? Yeah, yeah, thanks. I You're gonna make me go back and watch to see what happened, because sometimes as a preacher or what have you, you miss the moment, or even as a worship leader, you miss the moment that everybody else said that they felt or they seen, because you've already went off somewhere else, and you're like, man, okay, cool. But yeah, I got critics on my side. I'm glad I only have to listen to the ones in my house. I can mute all the ones that's on the internet. So, it is what it is.
right. But okay, all right. On that note, I want and this thank you for coming up in my channel. I had you on my apparently when I first started the channel, I had you were my very first guest, in 2023. So I supposed to have you
Wow.
an hour a year ago, and I didn't get a chance to do it. So
Wow.
you were my very first on my bucket list, and I finally got you on my channel and stuff. So again, I want to thank you for coming up my channel. You love your wife and some of your church members and stuff.
Yeah.
And I want to thank, and if y'all want to connect with me on my channel, my Notbot has already dropped my main channel and my backup channel. Please connect with me on those channels, because I'm gonna be going live tomorrow. I'm gonna have a special guest. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop you down, Pastor Gettis. Thank you for coming up. And
Eric, thank you
I
so
would love
much
to
for
have you
having me.
back on my channel very soon. And this is amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop you down. You have a wonderful night. I'll see you tomorrow on your channel. And I'm gonna do
I
that
see you there.
conversation.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
listen. Yes, sir. I love you, man. Have a good one. Good night, everybody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all, that was the one and only Pastor Gettis. I had him a while back. I had him on my list for a while back, and I didn't get a chance to get him on here. But it was amazing to have him on my channel. To get to know him a little better and better. So I know it was a lot of tough questions, but I had to, I'm trying to make sure it's a good way to say it. But other than that, I want to thank all y'all for coming up here, especially my aunt Nancy come up here, because I want her to come and see this for herself. And I will definitely send you the link to his channel, YouTube channel, so you can keep an eye on it. But yeah, I want to see y'all tomorrow. I will have a guest tomorrow on this channel again. So tomorrow at 5 o'clock. I don't know if people gonna be coming home, but at 5 o'clock on this channel, I will have a special guest from Spirit Truth, and it's gonna be it's gonna be fun. So I'll be here tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Talk to her for a little bit, and again, make sure you like, share to your family and friends. And if your family and friends have a YouTube channel or a business, let send it my way so I can help. I can do an interview with you. So again, subscribe to my channels, all three of my channels. Let you know I'm live every day, not just on here or the main channel. So I see y'all tomorrow at 5 p.m. So I'll make sure it's gonna be a great interview. All right, get talked out. Peace.